Boom! CR's back. Hello everybody, welcome back to this late night stream with, CR, the one known as Creative Redundancy. Hopefully everyone's doing good out there. Just double checking on something. Okay, just making sure my audio is good. I have it previewing in the back, just making sure. So hopefully everyone's doing good. Appreciate the likes. Thanks everyone for watering the lake and making it grow. See, someone's in the room already? I guess it would help if I could actually type. So, yes, I appreciate everyone taking the time to drop in. If you're catching this on a replay, well, welcome. Hopefully you can all stick around for a little bit. Appreciate the time that everyone can spare. Yeah, this is the first live stream I've done in a while. First one of 2021 too. I know, I was just like, I didn't even do a live stream last month. Even though back in December of 2020 I did a bunch and stuff like that. So let me whip out my side chat here. Pop up a side chat. Okay. And window. Oh, right. Come on. Put my window over. Put my side chat over so I can see everything here. And let's see, where is it? Oh, there it is. Of course I got the stage prompts. Using a mic, so hopefully the audio is good. You can see. I changed it up. Add a little bit more flair into the chat and stuff like that. Well, into the chat more, into the stream. Oops. I guess it would help if I'm not moving the camera, right? Don't want to give everyone more motion sickness there. So I got some stage props again. Yes, I've been hinting on these. Eventually there'll be a video on it. Just I'll double check my audio here again. Okay. I had the preview on the YouTube side, so yeah, I have my desktop audio down, so you won't be able to hear it echo, but I'll be able to hear it. Yeah, I muted the desktop audio. That's good. So let me bring back up the chat here. So let me welcome in P2E and David. Hello. Hopefully both of you are doing well. I appreciate you. Not only you two, but everyone else taking the time to drop in, checking this out. Whether or not you're catching this right now, live, or sometime in the future on the replay. I appreciate everyone taking the time to drop in. Hopefully everyone's doing good. First and foremost, hopefully your family, friends, co-workers, relatives are doing well, or as well as it can be. If anyone's lost anyone out there, I have to, and they're with you in spirit, from here, yeah, right side, left side, right here, fist bump, elbow bump, all that good stuff. Now, second of all, it's been really, let me exaggerate that even more. Really, like this much. It's been really cold in Canada. I've been looking at the jet stream and all that good stuff, and I'll mention it in a sec here. It's been really cold. I mean, extreme cold warnings throughout all of Western Canada. Like, literally. Like, if you look at the warning maps, it's just like, it's like literally just everywhere. I mean, the Yukon, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and parts of Western Ontario. Like, like on the map, it's red for warnings. That's what you see is red. Now, not all of them are for extreme cold, but there's some snowfall and some Arctic outflow, which I'm not familiar with, but it's been really cold out west. I mean, lots of places have been breaking record lows. You know, I'm converted for everyone that lives in the US. I mean, it's been, you know, in the minus 20, 30 range, at least for me here. That's about, what, minus 15 Fahrenheit, minus 22 Fahrenheit. You know, minus 22 Fahrenheit is minus 30 Celsius. I mean, sometimes the wind's been picking up. Let me clear my breath. Hold on. So I try not to cough into the mic. And apparently I forgot my drink in their room. Yeah, really planned that out. Yeah, really planned that one out. Great. I forgot the drink. My drink in their room. But I'll finish what I'm saying before I go get it. But it's been cold. Windshields in the minus 30 Fahrenheit range. Minus 40. Minus 40 is the same in Fahrenheit in Celsius. Oof. Arctic windshield. Yeah. However, looking in the long-term forecast and at the jet stream, I think there's some low pressure system out on the Pacific right now, off the jet stream map area that I can see. And they're predicting next week to be warmer. Like, much warmer. like 30s. Low 20s for Fahrenheit. Minus 5. Maybe even big 0 Celsius. I'd be like, everyone around here is gonna be like, t-shirt weather! Or something like that, you know? Hey, let me welcome Uncle Al. Hey, Uncle Al. I do appreciate you taking the time to drop in. You're up late. I do appreciate you taking the time to drop in. Yeah, it's been cold. It's been cold. Yeah. Let's just say, I've been glad that I have. Like, I saw it, you know, in the forecast and stuff like that. I was just like, on my personal Facebook and, you know, people I know and stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, maybe you should get those winter stuff ready, you know? Which just happens to be behind me. Like, wool mitts, if you can wear wool. You know, some people can't. You know, some people are allergic to wool. No, D from Central Ohio Prepping is SOP is allergic to wool, but you know, there could be something else. Silk. You know, this is just parts of it for me. yeah, I know, Uncle Al, yeah. I'm trying not to cough in the mic or something like that, or sneeze in the mic. I know it's probably late, obviously late, but some people wear headphones and stuff like that, so out of respect. But yeah, I think it's what pretty much Friday morning for most places in North America. probably Saturday in other places in the world, but I had these out since like January. You know, they're just nearby. I was just like, yep, I think I'm gonna need the mitts. I mean, I was joking around this one time with the stream. I forget which stream it was. I know Uncle I was in there. I think you were on panel or something, Uncle, and I said something like, I know it's cold when I gotta wear like 3 or 4 layers on my hands alone. That's when I know it's cold. I mean, I've actually worn like 3 or 4 layers on my hands alone, but that's because it's like minus 30-ish or less. Windshield's like really extreme, like minus 40 or lower, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe I will put some more layers on. I joked around with people. Well, it's not like we're wearing 5 or 6 layers. I know it's cold when I gotta wear like 5 or 6 layers. So like, like let's say a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, a sweater, something else, and then another jacket. So just in case if I'm start sweating or overheating, I can let some heat out. And of course layers are good because they trap that airspace in between, and stuff like that. Wow. You know what's really cool? Caribou Country Outdoors is in the house with CR. Hey, how's it going, man? And all the best to you. Yeah, all that stuff. I know what's going on and stuff like that. But I'll let you say it or do it on your own video or live stream. So yeah, ATV buddy. But yeah, it's been cold. Yeah. Whoa. Clearly, I don't feel lonely anymore because Lone Star Beer Reviews is in the house. What is up, man? How's it going? Thanks for taking the time to drop in. I still have to get my drink. It's in our room. I'm still talking. And I can't just leave because everyone's here right now, right? But yeah, coming back to what I was saying, layers. Yeah. I'm really going, I have all these, well, articles of clothing, our first line of shelter. Conditions like these are, I would say, are extreme. Obviously it depends on a person, but you can get frostbite pretty quick out there. Pretty quick. I have my tolerance for cold. We all have our tolerances for cold, but there's a certain point where it's just like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe it's time to put some more clothes on, or try to warm back up, or get those hand warmers out, or go back inside, or something like that. Or maybe it's time. Maybe we should check if the vehicle's not run. Right? And some more too. Make sure your vehicle's plugged in right now and stuff like that. Because the worst thing that could happen is, you're out having fun, blah blah blah, working or whatever. Next thing you know, my battery's not starting. My vehicle's not starting, I should say. No one's around to jump it for you. No one to help. Your phone's dead for some reason, or almost dying, and you're just like, you don't have one of those battery packs to jump your vehicle. No one's around. It's just like, you can't call tow service, whatever. Yeah. That's a good time to roll this river. Make sure you have clothing, right? Blankets, stuff like that. Let me make sure I'm not missing it on the chat here. Hey Josh, what's up? Hey, thanks a Lone Star. I'll bring that up too in a little bit after I deal with First with the weather. Josh, so I always expect here in Canada. I mean, I bet you Caribou can understand since he's Canadian too. No matter how warm or non-snowy you think it is in winter here in Canada, I always assume there's always gonna be like 1 week, 1 day that it's gonna be this much snow. Wait, you can't see the bottom of my head. This much snow and temperatures for like a week are gonna be below -30, -22 Fahrenheit for you guys in the U.S. High wind chill, -30, -40 wind chill, right? I mean, I've seen the jet stream and stuff like that. These Arctic highs have just been lingering around for this, like what, a week? It's been a week. I mean, I I think I saw it earlier. They're gradually sinking down lower and gradually moving on to the east. Hopefully faster. Right? But it is supposed to warm up next week. Wait. Cross my fingers. Wait. Let me cross more fingers. Wait. Let me cross more fingers. Okay. Hopefully it won't get delayed like an extra day like usual. I mean, for me here around my area, or that specific area, I mean, we actually broke. Now, not including today, or whatever. But we broke record lows 3 nights in a row during this time. We almost broke record lows the last 2 nights. We barely didn't break them. Like a degree or two, we broke them. I think even last night it was equal to the lowest temperature. And some of these records were just a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. I was looking at the historical stuff. Some of these records we just broke them in 2019. I think it was this week too. We had 4 or 5 nights record-breaking lows, stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, that's why I always say, I think I posted this on my community board, but if you haven't checked that out, take winter seriously. Yeah, I know some of you down south in our places, it doesn't get as cold, but still take winter seriously, Obviously anything below zero is still, or below freezing, below 32 Fahrenheit, still cold. Some people can tolerate a little bit more. Some people have clothing that can help, right? But remember clothing, layers, a hat, and stuff like that. Even simple scarf, I should say, scarf, buff, and stuff like that. If your nose is running in winter, maybe consider getting a scarf or a buff. It would help. And besides, when your nose is running in winter, it gets all over you, right? And because it's wet, you're gonna feel colder because obviously water draws heat away faster than air. Also not as fast as like something like a piece of metal, but it's gonna draw heat away that much quicker. And it's uncomfortable, and it's like you're trying to wipe it, scarf, right? Or even a buff, or gaiter, if you want to call it that. All good, all good. 70 Fahrenheit, Oklahoma. That's like what, 20 Celsius? It's funny. I went like been saying on on the social media. It's just like, oh yeah, we had such a mild winter, we're paying for it now, yeah. But, sometimes we get lucky. I worked at the records. Sometimes we've been above freezing during this time of year. Even 50 Fahrenheit. But obviously not this time around. This time around, we're on the opposite side of the coin, or the opposite side of the spectrum, where it's like bottoming out at minus 30, minus 40, right? And including the wind shield and stuff like that. Yeah. Thanks, Uncle. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching some of her channels out there and stuff like that. I've seen snow in Texas, in the desert areas and stuff like that. It happens. Obviously, it's not common, and obviously, it doesn't linger like it would in northern climates or higher altitudes, like in the mountains, foothills, or whatever. But it is possible. I do know that. Very rare. Honestly, they're not making a snowman, or not big snowman, anyways. Let alone making like some sort of snow fort, Quincy, and stuff like that. And speaking of which, as an update, if you haven't checked out that Quincy video of the preview, you can go check that out. I probably should have linked it in the description, but it's a couple videos back. Let's just say it's getting wider and deeper in terms of thickness. Oh, okay. 12. Hey, 12 Celsius. I take that right bum now. That'd be like hoodie weather. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just later in the season. You know. Sometimes sometimes we might get it in December, January. This time around, we're getting it late in the season. Because technically, if I remember right, because I looked it up earlier, a couple of days ago, first day of spring's next month on the 21st. So, about 5 weeks. Crossing your fingers, right? Crossing your fingers. Come on, spring, right? Hopefully you'll spring into action, right? Maybe this will be like the last little bit of old man winter, as they say. Last little bit of the last little bit of the. Yeah. And personally, I actually don't like doing this. Blowing into your hands. I try to avoid it. I try to avoid that as much as possible. I've done it before, and I don't like doing it because the thing is, when you blow into your hands, there's always moisture in your breath. So if you're wearing gloves or bare hands or whatever, that moisture is gonna solidify, freeze, turn into ice, basically, because also the outside temperature is colder. Basically, you don't have to keep doing that. So, and besides, moisture pulls heat away. So I try not to go, you know, blow into my hands or right? Something like putting your hands underneath your armpits is probably better. Going like this. I've done that before. I came back from like going biking in minus 30. That's minus 22 Fahrenheit, by the way, for 90 minutes. I had gloves, and these mitts on, and my thumbs still got cold. But then again, I'm biking. You can't keep your hands in your pocket when you're biking and doing stuff like that. So, like, first thing I did when I got into my buddy's place is just like, I put my hands underneath my armpits, trying to warm up my thumbs, because I had frost nip, slight frostbite on them. No, don't get me wrong. The rest of my body was warm, torso, head, feet, legs were all warm, right? But thumbs. So I'm still working on that. I think I definitely got to deal with the thumb thing. Because clearly, my thumbs are very vulnerable to the cold. Yeah. No, is it 1 star? Hopefully it won't accumulate too much for you down there. And I really keep forgetting to put it on live chat. I really wish they would just default to live chat instead of top chat. Especially when you're on live. Especially when it's live. You know, top chat, whatever, if you're watching a replay, but yeah. Everyone's probably like, how are you doing all that? It's such a late night stream, CR. Because I actually was watching streams today and talking to some other people and just like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Right? It's like, why not? It gives me a chance to connect with some of you out there, you know, the people, right? And share a little thing here and there, right? Clearly, I need to move my window up a little. Can't see the bottom of it. Let's see here. What else I was gonna say was. So yeah, like I was saying, there's like extreme cold warnings, bro. I swear it's like 50% of the country. It seems like it. You know, I looked a couple, like a day or two ago, or day or two, night or two ago. I was just like, I swear I was just like, red in Yukon, red in BC, red in Alberta, red in Saskatchewan, red in Manitoba. Half of Ontario is red with warnings. Now these are not all extreme. Oops, drop something. Okay, they're not all extreme cold warnings, but most of them were. Like a good 8% of those warnings were extreme cold warnings. I know one of my subscriptions I had, he was just kind of saying he hasn't felt this cold for like 2 years. I'm like, yeah, because we just broke records like back in 2019, and now we're breaking records again, only 2 years later. So yeah, it's because I care about. It's because I'm trying to talk into it. That's why, right? That way I don't have to project so much, and that's why so you guys can hear me well. Like I can put it out here, but I rather just bring it closer to me. That way I don't have to yell or talk real loud. Stuff and I still have to get my drink, by the way. It's still sitting in our room. I can't believe I forgot to bring it in. Yeah. I'm like, yep. I totally dropped the ball on that one. I'm like, again, for some reason I'm really bad for doing that at times. I'm like, oh, stream time, it's stream time, you know, setting up the key, you know, popping out the side chat, starting the stream, entering the key, and just starting it 5 minutes in, 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm kind of missing that one little thing. Oh yeah, my cup. Again. Yeah. It's not me not eating before watching a stream or going to a stream. It's me forgetting about getting in my cup or drink while I'm streaming. I know. Caribou's gonna be like, yeah, you still doing that? I'm like, yeah. I just never seem to learn. It's all good. It's all good. Well, okay, well, all I have to say is let's all try to be more proactive and less reactive. I'm actually gonna leave that on the screen. Just gonna move it though. Let's move it right there. Figure I might as well put it there. trying, you know, as much as possible. I've been behind on videos and stuff like that. I've been realizing more and more lately in the last couple of years. It's just like that subscription fee that I have just keeps growing. I mean, I'm trying to support as much as possible, be there and stuff like that. You know, like, and hopefully people will come by too. I appreciate everyone taking the time to drop in. We got, well, we got even one more extra person in the room right now too. Hey Jess, hi. Nice to see you again, by the way. I appreciate you guys and gals. I have to say that, taking the time to drop in. Burning the midnight oil here, as they say. But this late night stream with, wait, correctly, right there. So yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's all cool, man. It's all cool. It's just so I want everyone to be able to hear me. Sometimes I've been to streams or videos where the audio is really low, and like even with the Bluetooth headset, I have the volume on max. I'm like, I missed that. Right, so I always make sure try to have the volume or the sounds as clear and as loud as I can. I mean, earlier I was on a live stream, the volume was just a tad low. I'm just like, I'm almost, even with headphones on, I'm like, I have the volume all the way up. I'm like, maybe I should turn, use some power speakers or, a home theater and really turn up the volume. I must be thinking about winter too much. Instead of seeing the word no, K-N-O-W, I thought I saw snow, S-N-O-W. I was like, did I say that right? I'm like, no. I'm seeing things. The winter cold's gone to me. I'm seeing snow everywhere I go. Oh wait, I am. I just gotta go outside and I see snow. Just kidding. Yeah, all the best in that Caribou, man. All the best, man. All the best. So, I think I'm actually gonna go get this now because, well, hasn't been that long already. Yeah, it's already been that time. Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna get it in a sec here. I was just thinking on my. It feels like it's been like 10 minutes. It's already been half an hour. I swear live stream goes by fast. It's kind of funny at times, when you first start one or get on one or whatever, especially if you do one on your own, you're like, not sure what to say, nervous, you're like, I don't know what to say. Are people gonna judge me? Sometimes I'm just like, whatever, right? I'll wing it, to a certain degree. I'll have a script of some sort or whatever, but I'll be like, you know what? If they really enjoy your content or whatever, don't come by. Don't make your own side chat and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I miss typing in the chat too. Right? Some people don't multitask so well and stuff like that. It's just like getting back into the groove of live streaming, talking and chatting and typing in the chat. Like that. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. You guys gotta give me a moment. I will put, well, I'll mute myself, but I'll put something. I really should bring up a better, or make a longer loop. I will be right back in a moment. Just talk amongst yourselves for like 90-ish seconds. I'm leaving Uncle Al in charge. And you know what? Before I do that, I know you got my back, Jess, so change that up for you. I'll be right back. Put on a loop. I'll be back. Hold on. What's my, is there an echo or something? Because I thought I disabled the desktop portion of it. Yeah, I thought I disabled the desktop portion of it. So I had the volume on the preview very low too. I just want to make sure I'm still transmitting sound and stuff like that. But, you know, it's a live stream. You know, things happen. And I guess it would. Wrong window. Yeah, so. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I got that drink. Yeah. And yes, I got cordage on my thermos. You know, because I've said this many times in the last 6 or 7 live streams. I've had this. Because I can hang it or put it over my shoulder. So, you know, when I go for those walks or whatever, I don't have to hold my mug. You know, I don't want to hold my mug in -30 or shoulder it. That way, so my hands in my pocket and stuff like that instead of holding them. Not walking around like this. I'm walking around like this with a jacket on too. And look at that. Let's don't take a drink. That's why I do it. I'm gonna take my proactive thing off temporarily here. You know, I've shown this before, and again, like I said, just 2 top line hitches, and right there is an Alpine butterfly knot, just to make it a little bit smaller of a loop for my shoulder. Top line hitch is basically like a cordage version of reusable zip tie. You know, an Alpine butterfly knot is basically a way to make a fixed loop when you don't have access to the ends of the line. Whether or not it's cordage, like parachute type of cordage, like paracord, which I just happen to have in a knitted fashion. Yes, I've been trying knitting. Try, right? I technically this is knitted. You know, you don't per se need yarn to knit, but you know, obviously most people use yarn. But let's try it out. I think someone said, "Oh, it looks like a little bag." See yarn? I'm like, yeah. This is to practice, just to see. You know, this is like what 7 feet or whatever, just to see how big it would make it. You know, it didn't turn out so bad. You know, I was just doing it to practice it, get more comfortable with the method and stuff like that. Ah, yes. It's you know, it's really cool that something like that can just be openly said, right? No, it's not gender specific, right? Knitting, sewing, crocheting. You know, it's not like I'm knitting a skirt, you know, or sewing a skirt. I'm making things I want to make, right? Stuff like that. You know, if you sew, knit, crochet skirts, so good, it's good, right? You know, make stuff or create stuff you want to make. I don't think so cool. Oh yeah. You're also yeah. I remember that now from that Livestream, Jess. Yeah, you yeah with Caribou's over on Caribou's stream. I remember that. Yeah. I'm trying not to cough in the mic, by the way. Yeah, trying. But yeah, I'm just learning by doing it. I got knitting needles off to the side. They're about this big. Just learning by doing it. Honestly, you know, there's YouTube videos. We all have videos out there from social media, whatever. You know, all those things, right? But sometimes the best way is not just like clicking or watching, like, but by using these and trying it out yourself, right? You know, follow it along, right? And try to do it where it's like you don't have to keep watching the video, but you're like, oh yeah, now this makes sense, and try to rationalize it for yourself, where it's just, oh, this makes sense and stuff like that. When I was learning this, I was just like, oh yeah, it's just like braiding a series of loops in a certain way. That's how, well, that's how I rationalized it, where it made sense to myself. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's been a while since I practiced. Maybe I'll practice this weekend again. You know, I don't know why I was just like, I was gonna take this back apart again, because actually I did this like twice. I took it apart twice, but this last time I'm like, ooh, it didn't turn out so bad. The reason I chose like parachute type of cordage paracord is because, well, because I can see it. You know, if I screw up something with the yarn, I'd be like, oh, I might not be able to undo it or whatever. But you know, parachute type of cordage is kind of more forgiving, easier to get something out, knots out, you know, and stuff like that. And I can see it better, right? I can see this pattern of the knitting. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's going to come together. You know, what's that? Oh, what's that called? trying to remember the terminology. It's not to set it, it's to mount it. Oh, I'm trying to remember the terminology, but let's just say I still have to learn how to finish it properly. I know how to start it, continue it, still have to learn to finish it off correctly. But hopefully that will come in time. You know, sometimes the best way to learn something is just by practicing. Practice and practice and trying it and trying it. And hopefully, as time goes on, you'll get better at it and you'll be like, oh yeah, I can do this like the back of my hand. Stuff like that. Hey, thanks, Jess. I appreciate that. Alright, take care, Uncle. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking time. Drop in. Yes, I still have that. If you guys don't know Uncle, he's very, well, more old school about things, but he's very knowledgeable. So, yes. Yeah, take care, Uncle. Appreciate you taking the time to drop in. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, coming back to that cordage and practicing is just like some of that stuff I just like, you know, it's funny at times when you're trying to learn something like that. Like everyone starts at the bottom of something, the beginning, the very start, the start of the line, you know, where you're just like, oh, I'm not sure what to do, or you're stumbling. It seems slow, but then within time, you're just like, what? I think I can do this a lot better, you know. You know, and there's a reason why I chose this color because it's more easier to see. Like, let me rephrase that. It's more easy to see. And stuff like that. So, I chose this. Oh, wait. I still have a top line hitch in there. I chose pink just because it's easier to see. But it's safe for seeing it on camera and stuff like that. Because I keep forgetting I actually had to use this the other night for something. I actually had to secure something. So, you know, but like I said, when I first learned stuff, I was just like, you know, and then it's like, oh, what's this? I'm not sure what to do, you know. But then I just start getting better at it, where I'm just like, oh, you know, where I can just close my eyes, just hum along, close my eyes. I can't see the chats because you're typing to me. I can't see it right now because my eyes are closed because I'm reading something nice, easy daisy chain, zipper chains in it that can easily keep going, and I open my eyes and see the chat, and yeah. Okay, Mr. Technical. I was using one word, not four. That's cool, Jess. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, like, some of this stuff, you know, you practice enough, you'll be like, you can do it without even trying. It becomes more muscle memory. You'll be able to do it when it's cold, warm, when you're tired, multitasking, you know, and stuff like that. Where you're just like, what's the art up to? You can be like, ah, CR's rating randomly again, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, sometimes I sometimes just like if I gotta wait in line. Let's just say I had to wait in line. I've done this in the past, or you know, sometimes you gotta wait in line. Probably not nowadays, or right now, anyways. Sweet, but you know, there are times in the past where I've had to wait in line where I'm just like, Well, I know this is probably gonna take like 2 hours to wait in line. What should I do? I don't know what to do. What, you know? And, obviously most people would make small talk if they're with people or they'll be on or they'll be like, speak of which, I actually have to check this. Oops. That's funny. A little thing came up. I'm not gonna say it because it'll trigger it, but it came up. I'm like, man. But yeah, where I'm just like, oh, what to do, and people are on their phone or whatever, but they can only do so much, or they got their, you know, portable gaming system, something like that. But here I was like, I brought a book to read, brought coordinates to randomly braid. I was passing my time like, oh, that was fine. Next thing I know, oh yeah, we're halfway through. Oh, hey, right at the front of the line. Hey, okay. And get some practice in and stuff like that. Where I'm just like basically like making conversation, multitasking, and stuff like that. Welcome into the room while I multitask and braid this. What? Caribou said, salmon pink cordage. Ryan, gamer with a 395 in it. Hey, I do appreciate you taking the time to drop in. Hopefully you're doing well. It's nice to see you, by the way. Yeah, and just keep doing this. Like I said, I was just practicing. Maybe there's our things you can braid and stuff like that. I mean, people crochet or knit while in a vehicle. Obviously not while driving, right? Right, obviously because they're in the passenger side or whatever on those road trips and stuff like that. I mean, I remember as a kid being on those road trips, right? You had to bring something to do. Yeah, back in the past you had your, you know, mixtapes or whatever, but in your room, this is how you rewind. That's before the age of the disc, right? Well, you had to bring something to do. So, and you can only make conversation so much with people in the vehicle. You can only sleep so much, right? Stuff like that. And music, well, music's playing, but stuff like that. So, some activities are always nice. So yes, as I break this up, you're probably wondering, see, are you actually making something? Actually, I'm not. I'm actually not making anything. I'm just actually doing this while I talk about it. So you can actually see this in progress. See that I actually do randomly do this. And the thing is, this kind of braiding, zipper chain in it, trouble. Zipper chain in it. Oh, it's very lovely way of braiding. Hello, lovely Lisa Warrior Queen, and welcome. Just trying to make a nice segue in here. Come on, come on. I gotta make it. I gotta make it exciting for everyone, right? And welcome everyone with a big, wait, ta-da! Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I just do this for fun, and I think I mentioned this on a previous live stream. I actually did this specifically for someone because, Alpine, a knowledge to the skill to the real world when I needed it. Because, don't get me wrong, the cordage is nice, but I actually had to secure, well, I would say secure swing, but kind of group something together for a friend and stuff like that. I was just like, I think I had some cordage on me, but I'm like, well, you know what? You got some plastic bags. Next thing they see me doing, they're like, what are you doing, Sierra? Bring that thing you wanted to get tied up. Stuff on it. I'll just bring something up. Those plastic bags. With tar. So yeah. So basically what I did was I just made it up on the fly. Used what was there to create it. And besides, it's a good way to reuse it. I think they still have it actually. The last time I seen them, I looked and yeah, the parn's still there. Braided up in zipper chains in it, just like this. Now going back to that live, and yes, see, once you go live, right, there's something about it, right? Must be that interaction stuff, right? Hey, Caribou, right? That interaction stuff, right? Just being able to talk, hang out. It's like, a virtual socializing, a virtual environment, virtual restaurant, virtual bar, virtual nightclub, whatever, virtual karaoke, virtual cabin, virtual coffee place, virtual restaurant, and stuff like that. Or you come by where everyone knows their name, or at least their channel. As a segue to the next thing, I'm doing so-so, Lisa. And as you can see here, I am pretty much done. And like I said, I was practicing this. There's zipper chains in it. And the reason why they call it that is because of this. Let me get that. Actually, unfortunately, it's not me, but yeah. So you guys are gonna get a sneak peek on something. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did CR say that? Yes, yes, yes. Did you hear right? Yes. I'll repeat that again. To re-elaborate what I said. Sneak peek. Sneak peek? What'd you say? Did you just say that, CR? Did I hear correctly? Yes, you did. Sneak peek. Sneak peek. Something I've been working on. I hinted this on the Facebook side, on the Facebook page. And of course, random notification that things in my ear. Ding ding ding. But I've been working on something. And like I said earlier, it's a segue of what I was saying earlier. Hopefully this will make an appearance on the channel when it's done. I'm not sure, it depends how it turns a little. like I said, sometimes the best thing to do, or the best way to learn, or see if it will work, is to try it. So that's what I'm doing. There's a reason why it's blue and black. You'll actually see, yeah. Um, that's Bellwood, by the way. And yes, it is a pouch. Sneak peek, you guys will be like, what? Okay. So when I show it later, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what Sierra was talking about. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. He was talking about that on a late night chit chat and stuff like that. You'll be like, oh, so that's what it is. You'll be like, yeah, nice. So yeah, that's something I've been working on. So I'm trying to really, I wouldn't say, not for a lack of a better word, challenge myself, but I'm trying to, well, okay, I'll just use the word challenge myself in terms of hand sewing, back stitching, a couple of running stitches and stuff like that, loop stitching and stuff like that. I'm trying to challenge myself in creating more elaborate type of things. You know, I really not to say, oh yeah, I've done some sewing and stuff like that. You know? But really say, hey, not only have I done some sewing, but I've tried this, tried a combination of stuff, multi multi pocket pouches, you know, and stuff like that. Something that has a um, nice edging on it and stuff like that. And really try to bring my game up on it a little bit more, where it's just like, you know, I'm satisfied with what I've been doing. I'm like, wow, I've learned quite a bit and stuff like that. Snow, eh? It actually hasn't really snowed much around here, personally. Mm, don't get me wrong, it's snow flurries, but, you know, the accumulations is like after a week, 2 weeks of it. You know, a couple centimeters, maybe an inch or two. That's it. No, no heavy downpours, heavy downfalls of snow. You know, where you take a scoop and it weighs like 20 pounds. It hasn't been like that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that polar vortex, right? Hence why we're getting Arctic windshield, Arctic cold, extreme cold warnings here in Canada. We definitely getting that. But like I said to everyone, it's supposed to start to break down. This kind of stationary thing that's going on. This continuous thing that's been going on for like what, a week, 6, 7 days, some places, right? There is a change coming. Hopefully, as forecast, and hopefully maybe even sooner than later. Hopefully it won't get delayed that extra day like it usually does, or extra night. So yeah. Um. But yeah, coming back to what I was saying, I'm actually trying a new, different kind of material to try. Something I've never sewn with personally, like ever. Mesh. Let's show the top. I'll elaborate it. I'll elaborate more in the video when I talk about it. But yeah, because I've never sewn with mesh before, so It'll be interesting. See what I can learn from it. Hey Jess, we'll spring into action real soon. Oh, did I just say that? Was that a pun? Yeah, that's why I figured I'd cause a pun out there. You know, like always. I know Caribou's probably like, Sierra made another pun, but not again. But, I gotta crack out those puns, right? And keep it exciting. I appreciate everyone that checked out my latest omelet video that I did. That's a segue to that. That was, well, I wouldn't say the first time I've done it before, but at least for on the channel where I did a multi-camera angle and stuff like that. I was talking to someone on a private chat and stuff like that. They were asking me, the memes, but they were like, "Oh, I don't think I could do that, or I wouldn't know where to start for that, Sierra." I was just saying, just easy. I was like, take two cameras, different camera angle, and you say a trigger word like 3, 2, 1. And when you're editing it, you line up the audio to the 3, 2, 1, and then the video portions should line up in terms of your actions. So, it's like using a spatula, whisking with a fork and stuff like that. As long as the audio's lined up, your multi-camera angle will work. That way you can be like, ooh, camera 1, camera 2, white transition. Just, you're very welcome, by the way. Yes. I wondered if there's an emoji for that. Probably not. And I don't think it's nervous. Or, maybe. Oh, no, I don't think so. And not really. I mean, this one's putting like a plant or something like that. I see David's still around. That's cool, that's cool. That's cool. So, really just turn all the volume on this. Yeah, because there's no place something to jam to while I'm talking here. It seems like it's not running properly again. Yeah. What? I swear, and there half an hour went by. I'm like, it's only been an hour? Wow. Can't believe it's been so long already. I'm not saying I'm doing an 8-hour live stream. That's not what I'm saying. No. I mean, I've done one, you know, just under 8-hour live stream. I still remember that too. I was just like, oh, it's been 5 hours. Well, I'll go for an hour. The next thing I know, it's just like 6 hours. I was like, well, I might as well go to 8 now. Right? I'm almost there, right? I'm not saying I'm doing an 8, but probably not. The likelihood that I'm doing an 8 for this would be, just say, it's more likely spring will come before I do an 8-hour stream. Well, have fun with that, Jess. And virtual cheers with your drink of choice. Let me try it. So I'm like typing in chat too. Virtual cheers with your drink of choice, whatever it is. You know? You don't judge. You know? Oh, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I ain't getting in the middle of that. No. Yeah, I know. So good. So yes. Really? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna check this out right now. Refresh my tab on it. It feels like minus 35 in the wind. By the way, that's minus 31 Fahrenheit. Well, I guess on the bright side, as the year goes on, I guess, or as winter ends, sunrise is coming sooner. Sunset's later, right? You know, where sunset's like way past 5 now. You know, it doesn't get dark till like after 6 or something like that, which is awesome. And eventually we'll come into the equinox period. You know, the spring and fall time. Equinox, generally equal amounts of daylight and nighttime. You know, 12-ish. Well, I think a warm car would be nice, right? I just say. Well, don't forget the boots and the gloves and the mitts and the hat. Just saying, man. Just said earlier before you came by. Shelter, clothing. You know, I don't know how cold it is out there, but it's probably cold. At least for your own area, right? I mean, right there, right? Minus 35 is cold, I would say. For most people. Minus 30 Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's probably cold. You know, a person can only tolerate so much, or have so much, uh, be able to climatize to so much, right? Eventually, you know, your fingers are gonna get frostbite or frostnip. I can't. I see. Plus 21 shield and Fahrenheit, that should be about, I think, Caribou about like what, minus 27 Celsius. Don't quote me on that. I'm trying to get better with the conversion. It's like, why are you trying to get better at the conversion, CR? Because I have an international audience and conversion has CR in it. So I figure I might as well get better at it. I am getting better at it. Just because of the numbers I see and stuff like that. Alright, man. I do appreciate you taking the time to drop by, man. I always appreciate you dropping by with your friendly Canadian presence. Take care, man. Yeah, hey, that's a good question, Lisa. Wearing socks, Jess? I think I might ask. I almost forgot about that. Oh, you don't? You don't, Jess? But yeah, I mean, like I said, winter is one of those things you already had, you know, expected, you know, unless you're living, even on the coast, right, where maybe even a tad bit warmer at times, you know, because the ocean and stuff like that. Well, like still get snow. I mean, out, I mean, out east, which is actually just not east, but I'm putting to the right side of the screen, you know, out in Atlantic Canada, I mean, they get different kind of weather or different kind of winter, right? Maybe it's not as cold, but they get like freezing rain, you know, around Montreal area to like, you know, huge amounts of snow in like Newfoundland and stuff like that. I've seen pictures, stuff like that, heard stories and stuff like that. You know, snow piles that are like taller than yourself. Yeah, you know it snowed a lot, or you're getting a lot of drifting snow with this snow that just fell within 24, 48 hours. It's already taller than you. You know, just saying, just saying. Oh, okay, okay. I see, Jess. I see, I see. Exactly, right? Should have known. It's like, oh, she only has the one because of that. It should have been like, should have been like, ding, light bulb moment. So yes. Hmm. Oh, okay, I see. So is that the first time you actually had to move the car then? I'm trying to connect the dots here, Jess. I'm trying to raise my sock. It's not working. Okay, okay, I see, I see, I see. Just gonna check on something right here because I got to check. Yeah. Because I'm always, I keep forgetting I'm also updating my tags on for this video or for this live stream. So making sure certain words I'm saying. So hopefully they don't get triggered if you want to watch it. And cold windshield cordage and sewing, which I actually have as the tags right now. And double check to make sure I'm not randomly lagging. I think my stream's been going well. Oh my gosh. I forgot I set this up and I almost forgot about this. I almost forgot about this. Yeah, I almost forgot about this when I was um, playing around with this and I almost forgot about this. I can't believe this. Jeez, I must be getting rusty at live streaming because I forgot my drink before. Now I forgot this one thing until I started looking at it, even though I had the notepad open for it. See, I've discovered something like this, which is really cool, by the way. So I can actually bring this up here. Basically, I can actually make text. You see this hello people. I can actually because it's basically if you're well, basically in OBS here, it's text GDI plus basically, which is considered like similar to like we did karaoke or whatever, with a karaoke machine and stuff like that. So I can actually type in here and say stuff like save that. See, I forgot I forgot about this. I was the premiere, well, premiere debut it, right? I'm supposed to be using it. I'm supposed to be using it, and when I see people coming, I just start talking about stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, not again. I forgot about it. Oops. Yes, here it is. So this is the text I can just put up on the screen and stuff like that. You know, I can type stuff like this. All I have to do is save that, and boom, I can put text up on the screen. So. Like magic, right? I was playing around with this like last month. Yeah, I think it was last month, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna add this onto the live streams. And I set it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, I was just like, not again, not again. So yeah, you guys like that? By the way, you guys like this kind of thing? I was just playing, like I said, I was playing around with it. So. Yeah, so I can put any text, pretty much any kind of text type characters up on there. So also no images, but basically text. Basically, I'm running a text, like a text editor, right? Basically, as soon as I save it, it pops up automatically. So you'll see it right away. So I can pop any text. Obviously, you know, as long as I have space for it and stuff like that. You know, adjust font, font size, the font itself, and color. Honestly, I just picked yellow just because it stands out a little bit more. Put it on the bottom of the screen and stuff like that. I can, you know, do whatever with it. Like I said, I can type in numbers and stuff like that. You know. I'm trying to figure out something to type. Oh yeah. Gotta move that. You know, I can pump in something like that. Move this whole way. I guess that fits. You know, I can pop that on the screen and stuff. So I was just like, you know, so in a way that I can still type in the chat, but visually on the screen. You know, stuff like that. I thought that was this is cool. And of course, I can make it disappear like that. It's like magic, right? Like Sears got that magic wand. Speak of magic wand. Yeah, you realize that I do like the color yellow at times. I've shown this before, but speak of yellows, too. Yes. Everyone's welcome on the stream. Just kidding. Take care, David. taking the time to drop in. Okay, I put text on the screen. Just let me change that a couple of clicks later and put that up on the screen for you. And so on. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Just. I was just like, I honestly, this is the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, if I save, change the tags, save it, it updates it right away. So I figured, you know what, I'll have two. I'll have one for my type of live stream it is, stuff like this, and I'll have a separate one that I can use to engage with the chat, right? So people that, let's say, can't read the chat, their chat, side chat, whatever is kind of small, they can't read it, whatever it is, I can put it on the screen. It'll be nice big letters, so you can easily see it. Where you can easily see the words. And I figure I might as well play around with it and see how many words I can put in. So I think I'll actually have to change this slightly. This is another reason why I wanted to do it, because I need to see how much words I can squeeze in there without it being too small. So you can easily see the words and stuff like that. And don't worry, I'll still type in the side chat. I don't mind doing that too. Not that hard, difficult. I learned how to type when I was like 7, 6, something like that, at an early age. I'm pretty sure I learned to type, not to the level now, but start typing before I start to handwrite. So before I start to learn how to go. Wait, I'm trying to do it backwards. I'm trying to write a CR, handwrite a CR, but yeah, you get what I mean. It's like magic. I like this actually. It's kind of fun though. I think it'll probably be one of my more regular things for these streams. Obviously, providing I have access to it and stuff like that. Obviously, if I'm using a phone or something like that, it may be different. But obviously, it's kind of cool what you can do with all of this stuff. Personalize it and stuff like that. Make your own stream, video, whatever, more personalized. With your own colors, graphics, words, and effects like this. Isn't that cool? I like it. I know everyone's probably like, I think CR's found this new thing. He's press buttons and click and type with. I'm like, yeah, I think so. I think this says it all. Just kidding. But yeah. As soon as I erase all the tags, I could just save. Boom. Done. It's gone. So pretty nice. Yeah, it might be useful too, so I guess if there was any issues with the chat version or whatever, I can put text on screen in a different way. I know I've seen people like display their chat before, but this would be a different way, different kind of way. So let me see here. Wow, 90 minutes. I'm starting to understand. So I can, or if I put a second line, it'll just move it up a little bit more, and the space, not the spacing, the font size will get smaller. Hey, that means I can like I feel like I can almost write a story out. No, I actually, it's written in more like, I wouldn't say a diary, but more like journal or a notebook. I actually had this idea for a different kind of live stream, but just say it would be interesting. But I think now that I know about this tech stuff, it might be a little bit more interesting because I can say stuff or tell a story like this. Randomly have it on the screen. And actually, I guess I can always copy and paste and stuff like that. Make it disappear fairly quickly with a couple of key press of keys and also saving. Oh, well, I think I have to work on that. By the way, actually, maybe that's a good time. I think I have to work on it a little bit more. I think I have. That's close. I didn't think I. No, I don't have any effects on there. Just double check here. Well, I guess now is a good time to check this out. Random chat time. You know, sometimes with these live streams or whatever, sometimes the best way is just to do it, right? Sometimes you need feedback, you know, with the audio or something like that. We'll change the font. Let's see. Where is this? This is impact. Want something that's already sticking in my mind. And I guess okay, maybe not. I don't know why it didn't show up. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why it disappeared. Maybe I'll try back to Arial again. Nope. Definitely that's probably not what you want to see. It's probably because it's probably because of my font size. Definitely no. Maybe I'll just stick with Arial black for now. Yeah, I think I'll have to work on it. Yeah. I was noticing that too, by the way, Jess. Because I don't know why it does this. It's probably because it's getting stretched. Just do it. You can do it. I figure I put some text up on the screen. Maybe it'll be more motivating. While I take a look here. Maybe I need to just upgrade the fonts. Yeah, I don't know. Let me double check my art. I'm just kind of just wondering why it's doing that though. Anti-aliasing. Well, I need anti-aliasing on. Just take a look here. Yeah, I have this Arab one that's at the top here. I'm just going to take a look. I thought I had it at the same. Oh no, I have the text at 36 for now. Okay. So I'm gonna try this one. Maybe I just have to make the text size bigger. So let's try 18. Yeah, that's probably better. So. This is kind of fun actually. I can have my own personal closed captioning. Just kidding. Let me remove that off the screen. Yeah, that's good. So, did anyone notice this? By the way? Yeah, I have that hanging on the wall. What is it? Of course you know what it is. And when I say of course, I really do mean of course. Of course. As in. Oops. Because it's got CR on it. Duh. Yeah. You can do it! Oh, wait. Yeah, this is kind of fun. And there with human spirit jazz. Oh. This is kind of fun. Yeah, I've been kind of, just messing around with stuff like this. I was, well, like I said, I've been doing private chats and stuff like that for people, getting to know not just the channel, obviously, but the people behind the channel, right? And what they do and stuff like that. I was just like, it's really cool that, even though, may disagree on certain things and stuff like that, but there's a lot of similarities, things in common and stuff like that. And coming back to what I was saying, really talk about, it's just like seeing the differences between some of us, what do I say, some of the stuff out there. There's like stuff like Google Meets, StreamYard, right? Zoom and stuff like that. There's slight differences in there. I have my preference where I like something more than another just because of this or that, but I was just like, it's cool. One has a different layout, one allows you to do more, one sounds better, and stuff like that, but it's just like, we're pretty lucky to have these options out there, it's nice to have options, where you can be like, you can pick and choose and stuff like that, because honestly, maybe if I keep doing this, my spelling will get better too. I was never that great at spelling. I spell like phonetically at times. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like terrible at spelling, but sometimes I'm like, you know, you see me spell something, it's like, yes, you are spelled that phonetically. I'd be like, yeah, I did. You know, sounding it out. Oh, wait, sounding it out. Why would I say sounding it out? Sounding it out, man. And stuff like that. Where I'm spelling certain little things and stuff like that. Just let me just double check something here. Yeah, I will show you guys something here. Let's actually copy and paste that in. Let's see. Right about now, it's Friday morning, early Friday morning, 12. Okay, so 5 days ago, this was the temperature overnight 5 days ago. And like I said, we broke the record for that night. So I paste that in there. 5 days ago, this was the time. That was the temperature. Yeah, that's how cold it was. That's temperature. That's not including any wind chill factor or anything like that. So yeah, it was pretty chilly, you know, where any exposed skin, you'd be like, you'd feel it. You know, here's another story I'm gonna share. Was it that day? Let's see this. I went out for a walk this one afternoon. I don't think it was that same night or same day. It might be the next day after or next day after, but I went out for like maybe 20-30 minute walk or whatever. You know, my forehead, just this little part was exposed, right? Because I actually forgot to wear this airport. I had a face covering on anyways, just because, well, because it's winter, right? But this little piece right here, I felt frostbitten right here. I feel cold. I wouldn't say frostbitten, but frostnip. You know, the earlier sign of, you know, the lesser feeling of frostbite. I'm just like, oh my gosh, my forehead's cold. I actually had to pull my tooth down a little bit more. I mean, I was fine as soon as I got back, but I'm like, yeah, it's windy out there. The wind chill factor was really high. And that's even saying it's not even high right now, but yeah. You know, it's one thing out of the wind, right? But it's totally different when you're facing the wind head on. You know, for the most part, around here, you know, the wind chills, the cold, the sheer coldness of the wind is something when it comes in from the northwest, right? Where it's really cold Arctic air. And you're just like, if you're not covering yourself up, you're not feel that. You don't feel that, right? I know everyone has their tolerances and stuff like that, but you know, you most, well, all of us, you know, we're still all human. We have our degree of tolerances, but you know, we're all still human. We all still have the same color blood. We all still have bones inside, skin around our bones, tissue, you know, muscle tissue and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was just like, yeah, should have worn my actual thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I went out with like, I still wore ice cleats out, boots, you know, boots with liners and stuff like that, just because I knew it was cold out, you know. And like I said earlier, you know, take winter seriously. Hey, speaking of which, and this is a good time because I can try this out. Isn't that awesome? Hey, B Wisdom, what's up, man? How's it going, man? Hopefully you're doing well. And no, I appreciate you taking the time to drop in. By the way, no, I appreciate it. You know, I caught you earlier, you know, and stuff like that. Earlier, well, technically yesterday, Thursday now, but it's Friday. Honestly, early Friday morning. How's it going, huh? Yeah, it's cool, man. I appreciate it, bro. It's nice to see you around. Nice to see you around. You know, and stuff, huh? And besides, it'll help reinforce the subscription anyway for anyone that could. And I say this literally, generally, you know, watch the content, right? You know, watch the content. The best kind of support is watching the content, sharing it, leaving a comment and stuff like that. As much as you can. As much as you can. You know. So I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I swear I'm gonna start using this text thing a lot more often. Maybe I'll find another way to use it in there. I mean, honestly, I'm using what, OBS here. Stuff like that. I didn't realize that there's a lot of things you can do with this kind of stuff. With the software. You know. Most people are familiar with something like OBS for like, oh, it's for streaming, right? It's for streaming. Yeah, for the most part also it's for streaming. And you can actually do everything with it, which is really cool too. Which I've shown because I had to use it to show digital creation mode. The first one I put up on the channel and stuff like that. So basically for screen capturing and stuff like that. It was cool for that. I was like, oh, this is nice. So I might be able to use this kind of functionality right here, so I can, this, you know, this text that I have on the screen, so I can, you know, guess it would help if I actually spell right. What does that say? I think I'll actually have to work on the size though. Yeah, definitely all of this. Definitely have to work on the size a little bit more. I'll have to see how much I want to use this. Or, I don't want to use it, but use it outside of streaming. Could be useful. Like it says. It's easy enough for me to take off the screen like that. Couple hits of the keys on the keyboard, Control S to keyboard shortcut to save, right, and stuff like that. You know, I think I mentioned it in digital creation mode a lot. You know, Control S, right? The keyboard shortcuts, right? They do help. They definitely do help. Like, I don't mind using like a mouse, which I can't see it on the wall. Oh, it's in the version. Probably made that up, but it's nice to use a mouse, but most of the time I'm using the keyboard because, well, because I'm typing a lot of the time, right? You know, I'm typing in the chat like this, typing. Hey Lisa, thank you for taking the time to drop in. Yeah, I definitely gotta work on this. Take care, Lisa, by the way. Do appreciate you taking the time to drop in. All of us. Stay safe out there, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to work on this text thing a little bit more. Trying to figure this out. I'm gonna. Listen, I think at the top works, so maybe. But I'm trying to see if I add more characters in and stuff. I didn't think my other one was so different. Oh, I see. My other one is more constricted. Or like this. The other one I have is like across the bottom. Yeah, I guess mimic the one that's working. And make it smaller. Let's see if it helps. So about half the screen size. And once again, randomly put text on the screen. Let's see. You know, when I type a lot more. LOL. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. Okay. Oh. Well, I guess on bright side of randomly streaming and randomly doing this, now I know. Now I know how to do this kind of thing right here. That's cool. And it looks, yeah, I can read it on screen. I think. You know, I'll go back to my preview. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can write that on screen. That's cool. Yeah, this could be interesting. Let me just take that off the screen here. Yeah, console. So let's see here. I can't believe I've been at this for like 2 hours here. Oh yeah, I've been at this for 2 hours. You know, it's funny. It's like, oh, that's a, 2 hours. That's a quarter of an 8. Yeah. 1/4 of an 8 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. You know, it's really cool lately that more people are getting comfortable with live streaming. You know, where they, you know, from, jumping on a panel for the first time or whatever, they just get more comfortable. Now they're like, yeah, I was going on a panel now. Now I want to go live stream on my own channel, on my own. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, right? Needs more self-confidence, stuff like that. It's just like singing, for example, right? Singing or doing a speech in front of a large audience, right? And stuff like that. Obviously, depends on the channel. Obviously for YouTube and stuff like that, but but if you can do stuff like talk in front of like hundreds of people in a speech, do karaoke in front of 50 people, sing in front of 500 people, no difference between that and live streaming, you know. People are not hearing you, just projectile, something, say something, but keep going with it, and stuff like that. And remember, this kind of stuff, whatever it is, right? You gotta practice at it. Just do it, right? Just do it. remember this one movie. They probably quoted it from something else, but you know, I'm not quoting here. But, um, I don't know. You know, it was on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to make sure I say it correctly. There's I'm trying to quote from you know what? Just so I don't not say it wrong. I'm not gonna say it right now, but pretty much, you know. Oh yeah, now I remember. See, thinking this, I was supposed to say it wrong. Make progress, not perfection. I was about to say make practice, not perfection. No, it's actually make progress, not perfection. You know, keep making progress higher and higher, right? Try to up your game. You know, get to that next level, whatever it is. You know, the next degree. You know, the next minute, the next hour, and stuff like that. And just keep on going, and just keep on doing it, whatever it is. You know, sometimes it can feel like, everyone has their downer days, you know, sad days. You know, maybe it's from something, maybe it's from seasonal associated disorder. Sad, but and stuff like that. But sometimes you don't look within to find that strength to keep going on. So if you're listening right now, anyone listening right now, to replay game and stuff like that, I just say keep trucking along, right? Be like, keep going with it, right? But I think, if anything, to learn from 2020 and so forth is you're still around. Keep on trucking it, right? Keep on going, right? Keep making progress forward, whatever it is. Like I know I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again, right? Try to be more proactive and less reactive. Plan ahead as much as you can, stuff like that. And keep trying, right? Keep trying, make progress, whatever it is, right? Maybe you're trying to get through more videos. Your watch later list is in the thousands. Or let's say another analogy would be like people that have personal video recorders, right? PVR and stuff like that, right? Try to make a dent in it. Watch some more, right? Learn some more stuff. Watch more of those documentaries when you can. Try to get to know people better. You'd be surprised how much you might have in common with people. You'd be like, what? What? I didn't know you did that, CR. Oh, I didn't know you did that. Oh, yeah. I've been doing that for years. I just don't mention it much. You might find out where, what? You do that? Yeah, I've done something like that, and, share some stories together, right? Make memories together as much as you can, because, like anything, sometimes life can be snipped, cut short, but you gotta make the most of it as much as you can, so, go explore those things that you can as much as you can. And with that, I'm gonna take this little sip here. Yeah, so good. So good. I'll go for a little bit longer, probably not that much longer. I know I went a little bit there, but things a little bit more deeper or whatever. But I just wanted to say that because, well, I think it's important. Yes, because everyone's morale, right? Groups and morale can go down, but you know, it takes something to raise the morale, uplift. You know, say the words, do the actions, lead by example as much as you can, right? You know, you know, no, I don't know how to word this, but well, without swearing, anyways. you know, things are changing out there, right? You can adapt too. I think this is why lately I've been tweaking a lot of things on the channel. You might have seen, my outro's been tweaked, stuff like that. And something adapting stuff in, revising, and stuff like that. Updating and stuff like that. That reminds me I was supposed to talk about it. I forgot about it. But I guess I'll mention it now because I mentioned about updating and stuff like that. And you see, people updating the channel and stuff like that. New banner, new icon and stuff like that. I've actually been helping fellow YouTubers with their icons, their channel banner. They can, they know who they are, right? No specifics right now, but they know who they are. Some of them are subscribed to around the channel. I think actually actually all of them are. If you guys are randomly watching this part right now, put a date stamp, put a timestamp right now. I'll be like, oh, really? I see you listened. Thank you. I was making some icons and banners for people and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, actually. I just did it. Just did it, right? I did some of them. I learned stuff from it, right? Or I took it up as like a challenge, right? It's like, well, let's see what I can do, right? I learned, clearly I can, how do I say, see what I see in my head, or whatever, or in my mind, and digitally bring it to the screen, which ultimately ends up as an icon, banner, or a channel banner and stuff like that. Because lately I've been thinking, well, especially since I've been doing it, I'm like, I want to update my channel banner. Yes, CR wants to update the channel banner. But I've been thinking, like, the direction I want to go with it now. Right? This will be the third one now for it. And stuff like that. Of course, I'll eventually do it. Just trying to come up with something here. I try. Okay, try. Don't hold me to it, guys. Don't hold me to it. But I will try to actually not only do it. Ooh, CR's got a new channel banner, but maybe, hopefully, try to actually bring you guys into this process of it, right? What I was thinking, considering stuff like that. Because I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I already did the visual creation mode video, which was kind of cool to do. Never did a video exactly like that before, right? Obviously, I've done work like that before, but I've never done it in a video form. And I was just like thinking, that could be a good video. It could be a good video. I can do it, right? And it's already something I want to do anyway, right? And just bringing you guys along. You guys can see how it's put together and stuff like that. Now, in my last digital creation mode, I kind of, well, animated that, or what's it, add movement to it. Movement. Yeah. Not sure about the banner. I mean, it'd be cool if I can animate that in some way, add some motion in, so it's not just static, and stuff like that. I'm hoping to. So, you're watching this far into my stream, which is just over 2 hours. Yeah, you're getting sneak peek. Well, maybe not visual sneak peeks, but indicators of what may come in the future. Hopefully sooner than later. Right? Because, lately I've been thinking on I know what the direction I want to go with the channel and stuff like that, but it's just like how I want to, let's say, display it for all, right? Because I'm trying to be more technical about it, be like, trying to have good lighting, be able to see stuff, be able to hear stuff, right? That's why I'm talking to a mic. That's why I'm holding a mic, so you can actually hear me, stuff like that. You can see my gestures. Yes, I tend to, even in the real world, talk with hand gestures. I don't know why. It's the way I am. I just have so much spirit fingers, or something like that. I just seem to talk like that. I don't know why. I don't think I was like that when I was younger, but as I became an adult and stuff like that, I was just like, yeah, and so forth and so forth, right? On and on and on and on and on, kind of more, how to say, easy to understand kind of body language or sign language. Well, can you speak of that? Or and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I've learned quite a bit the last little bit. It's been an awesome ride, let's just say. Learning and stuff. It's just like, I've hinted on this before. I've elaborated more in previous live streams about creating and why I do it in the first place. Okay? Because I was talking to someone earlier, and, well, not today, I should say, earlier before the stream, but like a couple days ago, whatever, because they asked me before in the stream where they're like, hey, CR, I'm like, hey, what's up? So what do you do on the channel? I create. Enough said. All joking aside, it's not really, and I mentioned this on the Facebook side too, it's not really what I create at times, it's what I use or reuse as the resources, and truly makes it, like, well, legendary, awesome, because there's something about that, I don't know why, it's just like, the process of going through it, or discovering, it's like, ooh, I can put this and this together, right? I just being able to, like, especially if I'm making stuff for my own or something like that, or exploring or discovering stuff, right? I'd be like, wow, I'm discovering or learning, picking up something new. At least to me, maybe it's not new to you or anyone else out there, but at least for me, it's new. be like, oh, I didn't know about that. You know, add that to the knowledge bank, you know, or the skills that I could do or possibly do and stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, definitely. That's why coming back to what I was saying about these channel banners and icons and stuff like that, you know. And if you guys are randomly watching, you know, I do. It was really fun doing those, by the way. You know, I didn't mind taking the time doing those. They were actually fun, and I learned so much from them. You know, I'll be like applying, you know, certain things to it, right? Using the experience I've learned before in digital editing, and it's like, oh yeah, this might help here, you know. Because I've sent it to these people too, and I was helping make their icon or improve their icon or make a new channel banner, right? Every channel out there, even if it's in the same genre or niche, there's always a slight difference. Slight difference. There might be similar things, right? You know, if it's a gaming channel, obviously, you know, they play games, but the games could be different. Let's say it's some sort of self-reliance type of channel, right? Well, give you more on the homesteading side. Give you more, hey, I like to be in the woods. Do that kind of woodcrafting, bushcrafting kind of thing, right? You know, all the way to the survivalism, preparedness prepping stuff, right? Yeah, and you know, it might overlap, but there's still a couple of tweaks, slight differences, right? Where that's why even before I made some of the stuff for these people, I was just like trying to get to know the channel a little bit better, right? Because one thing I do try to do, at least in these ones that I was doing, is make sure that these icons I was making or recreating, banners, channel banners, stuff like that, right? Stuff that they can use for their YouTube channel and stuff like that. Just making sure that these things really accurately describe the channel. You know, where people say, you know, that saying, oh, a picture has 1,000 words, right? Well, I want to make sure this picture, banner, icon has 1,000 words, where it's just like a little more detail in terms of like color, some details. I'm not trying to go into specifics, but you know, where some little details, right? It's just like, you know, like color, their favorite colors that represent the channel, you know, whatever it is, right? You know, some of the stuff I did was, you know, colorful. Some of them were warm in nature. Some of them were more natural in nature, where there's probably a lot more greens and browns and maybe blues, right? To something more aquatic in nature, where it's just like, yeah, greens, blues, you know, a couple of whites and white colors in there and stuff like that that represent it. You know, all the way down to like a text color that I'm choosing, just because, no, not just because, you know, the text color itself, and not only to make it legible, right? Because obviously text is one of those things that you want to be able to notice it, right? You don't want to be like, hmm? Hey, wait, Cedar, let me put on my new glasses. Let me get my microscope out, right, to see, right? It's, um, yeah, something like that. If you put text on the screen, at least in my opinion, by the way, in my honest opinion, in my honest opinion, I am a Joe. Right? If you don't put text, it would be nice to be able to read it, you know, you know, so you can see the detail without needing to come up closer. I mean, I remember mentioning this, you know, one of the very few panels that I've original panels that went on in terms of in the beginning, anyways. This is a couple of years ago. They were asking me about advice or whatever about new YouTubers or whatever. It's just like one thing I always remember was if you use text, make sure it's legible, easy to read as possible, right? You know, then try to make it more fancy. But that's just my own honest opinion, right? You can have the nice fancy handwriting text. That's fine, right? But if you can't read it, it's kind of, you don't get that message across, right? Oh, that's a CR? I thought it said CP or something like that. Oh, I thought that R was a K. I thought it said CK, not CP, CR, or something like that, right? You know, you don't want to get your message you're trying to send across through the text, through the image, to be misunderstood too much, right? You want to, you know, I remember this learning, it's like, if you only just turn around and just saw it for a split second, how much can you remember from it? So I try to keep that in mind as much as possible, right? You know, where if I'm making something, I'll be like, I just quickly show someone and be like, hey, what do you remember from it? What does it look like, right? Another thing is, like, I'll zoom out the picture, right? Actually, well, I can't. Well, actually, I'll take this. You actually write it down. Alright, or I'll zoom out the text. Something like this. Alright, and depending on your screen size, you should have actually. I'm making this text really small. This is actually really small. Okay. You might be able to still read that. Maybe even read it on your smartphone. I mean, it's pretty small for me, but this is supposed to, what the reason I'm doing this is it's supposed to represent what I call, if you can read it in a small size, anything bigger, you should be able to notice it. But when I'm making stuff like this or whatever, right, I always zoom it out, let's say image, picture, thumbnail, whatever it is, as much as I can. I zoom it, I should say zoom it in, but basically make it smaller. I don't know why I said zoom out, it should actually say zoom in. Sorry, must be getting tired, but you get the drift. But basically, if you can see it in a small scale, like this small, which I actually am, as a perfectionist, I'm going to change the text. Correction, zoom in. Yeah. You know, you can see it when it's like this small on your screen and still mostly make it out. Anything on a bigger screen, bigger display, tablet, laptop, 20-inch display, 30-inch display, 65-inch TV, you should be able to notice it. Right? When you're allowing it so anyone, doesn't matter their device, display size or resolution, can still read it, notice things, you know. Now obviously, you know, stuff on the outside on a bigger screen, you can see, when you see it on a bigger screen, but the majority of, for like a banner or whatever, you want this stuff to be the more important stuff, right? I think it's what they call like the safe area, right? Text, logo, safe area, where make sure your important text, logo area, stuff is in that spot. Everything on the outside can be more additional, add to it, but you want the main stuff to be around. I would actually show I would actually show examples, but I do not have permission from these channels to show stuff right now. And neither can I ask them right now because they're not up. So I'm not gonna do it. But you'll get what I mean about stuff what I just talked about. Let me put a random happy face back in there. Temporary. So yeah. Those things I just learned so much from that. I was just like, okay. You know, originally I'm like, oh, you don't have to do that if it's too hard. I'm like, oh no, you know what? I'll do it as a challenge. Why not? You know? For some of them, they saw me doing it in front of their screens. Because some of these people, I was doing private messages, private conference calls, doing stuff like that. You know, I was share screening and showing them, and it's like, you know, and it's kind of cool because, you know, unlike text messages, SMS, email, instant messaging and stuff like that, see the voice thing, and they see what I'm doing relatively in real time. Relatively in real time. The feedback was generally more instantaneous. They're like, hey, Cigar, can you change the font color? Can you change that from like blue to red or something like that? You know, I just as perfectly saying. And I'm like, oh yeah, right. And then next thing you know, there's an icon. There's a banner or something like that, right? And obviously, after the chat and stuff like that, after my calls with them and stuff like that, I working on it some more, working on it the next morning kind of deal, where I just like come back with fresh eyes to it. And it's just like being like, oh yeah, when I'm thinking about it, turning it, it's like, and yes, I do think about things during the night. Lately, yeah, before I go to bed or whatever, just kind of, well, literally daydreaming, like literally trying to dream and just kind of see stuff, right? Where I just see stuff in my eyes, in my mind, where it's just like, where I'm positioning stuff on the screen like digitally or something like that. And trying to remember that later on and be like, I gotta translate what I see in my mind or in the dreams I have, or whatever, right? Or up here onto either a piece of paper in the real world, concrete, or virtually in terms of a digital creation. Somehow, as the best I can, right? I remember this one banner I was doing this. It's like, I actually made their banner virtually from scratch. Virtually from scratch. When I say virtually from scratch, I mean like that specific. I'm not going to give specific details about, right? This object that I was gonna be the focus, or one of the focus points of the banner. I actually made it totally from scratch. Didn't grab no clip art. Didn't go on the web or whatever and stuff like that, or grab some open source or under the Creative Commons license and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make it from scratch. At first I'm like, CR, that doesn't look like that. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I'm working on it, guys. Right? But basically, it seemed not like this complex item, breaking it down into simple shapes and stuff like that. Simple shapes. You know, if you look at anything out there, it's basically simple shapes put together in a certain way, at a certain angle. They give you an appearance of a 3D object, whatever it is, right? So basically, I'm not going to say specifically what I did in that and stuff like that, but let's say something like as simple as a cardboard box. Cardboard box. Something we're all familiar with, or like whatever, a shoebox, right? Basically, I almost knocked all of my cup. Basically, they have very specific, basic two-dimensional shapes, and depending on the angle, right? These could be rectangles, squares, parallelograms, maybe a trapezoid, something like that. It's kind of picturing it, get that perspective, right? Or that vanishing point where it's just like, this is, if it kept going, it would keep going, right? Stuff like that would go from there. I'm working on this one point, right? So it'd be like, to work on that. This is, this is behind it. Okay, right? Move that into the background and stuff like that. And basically, like it's shown in digital creation mode with the kind of focal image editing, layers, right? And just change it up, change the, let's say, what's on the top, right? It's just like, like an onion, right? Layers in the onion, or, that kind of old school kind of animation where it's just like, you draw something on top and you layer it, and stuff like that. The top thing is the top thing that you see. Anything underneath, you may or may not see, depending if it's transparent and, I don't want to get too technical on terms, but, opacity and stuff like that. So basically, you start to flip on an object, and once the object was kind of ready to go, I kind of brought it into this template, right? Or a YouTube banner, and just went from there, and, okay, let's add their channel name in there, okay? Stuff like that. I tweaked the shading, let's just say, the color in that object, just so, for example, something darker may indicate something is more in a matte shadow, something like that. Something that's closer might be a little bit brighter, for example. Obviously it depends on the object and stuff like that. This is why I'm not giving specific examples, but the concepts behind it, because I think that's correct. But, then I start to add these effects in there based on the channel, and oops, I'm probably gonna slide my table. But basically went from there, like right here when I was talking, one of them said, "Hey, CR, what happens if you did this and put it underneath the channel name or something like that?" I'm like, okay, I'll try, right? And I actually took that. I'm like, you know what? And tried to replicate that. A little bit different, tweaked it, not exactly what they had in mind, but similar enough. To sell the point that this is supposed to be a channel banner, right? Represent the channel, kind of like a quick image you just saw, you'd be like, oh, this is what the channel does. You do this kind of XYZ activity, whatever it is. Then I start to add more to it and stuff like that. Make an effect in there, and next thing you know, we got a channel banner. Some things like that can be easy. Don't get But don't, let me say that again. Some things can be easy, yeah, but don't get me wrong, some of them can be more difficult, depending on your skill level or stuff like that for doing something like this. But I'm saying go expert. No, no. Still a student. See, you're still a student. See, you're still a student in creating. There's still a lot of things for me to learn out there. And a lot of things where it's just like, you know what? This is new to me. It's a challenge. I'm not sure if I'll succeed or if it'll turn out, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, you know why? For two reasons. To push the limits of what I can do. What is really technically doable or uh, and stuff like that, to being able to be like, oh yeah, I did that before, and being able to, if I need to come back to that or refer back to that, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that one time I made this channel banner, I had to make this object from scratch and stuff like that. This is what I used, and I can replicate that again, but for this newer banner or new icon, new picture, whatever it is. So, yes, I guess it ties back to what I've been saying a lot in this live stream. Skill, practice, experience, trying it out. Sometimes the best way is just to do it. Challenge yourself as much as possible, and push the limits. Really push it to the limit and on stuff. And I did not realize I was talking about that for quite a bit of time. But yes, I probably could talk about digital creation mode for a long time. Maybe it'll be another separate video or live stream. I talk about it more openly. That's a brief thing. I'll probably repeat more about it later and add more to it. Have fun. Yeah. Oh, and what's one of the first rules in digital creation mode? Save your work, right? Make a copy, right? Have a backup copy. You know, contingency copy, right? Yeah. This is why one of the words. This is one of the reasons why I picked this word redundancy as part of the channel name. Besides, I really didn't want to be known as CR in there, anyway. So I knew, like I said, I knew what I wanted as the first word, and I'm like, the second word is, I just took a little bit, but then it started to make sense as I've gone longer with this channel, stuff like that. 6 years, coming up to 6 years, it's starting to make more and more sense, and it's just like, yeah. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. It starts to make sense. I can rationalize it and be like, I think not always what I create, like I said, but it's that I enjoy the creation mode. I do. I really do. I really do at times. I mean, I know someone asked me what my supporters on the channel was asking me about creation mode. Live. If you're randomly watching this, you know who you are. Yes. And when I saw that comment, I was just like, yeah, I really want to come back. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. But I've been trying to see if I can add other content into the channel. You know, in some form or fashion, and really expand creating as much as I can. You know, there's a lot of different forms of creating. Cooking, right? You know, there are forms of creating some vendors start today, or their future start today, as I say. I've worried about preparedness and survivalism and stuff like that. Evolve. Sometimes I wonder why I gave up live streaming for so long. I think I just. Oh, now I remember why. It's because I put up so many live streams with so little video. I decided for January put up more videos. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna come back to doing a lot of live streams. Let's just say it's good to be back doing them. You know? I know, some people in the chat were talking about it earlier, where they're like, yeah, you know, it's that interaction, I guess, right? I think that's well, to a lesser extent, the premieres, but because also the premieres are only it's the messaging kind of interaction. There's no panel voices or anything like that in terms of real-time interaction, but yeah, you get that real-time interaction, or virtually real-time interaction, right? How lucky we are nowadays, in modern 20th and 21st century, where we can communicate, get our ideas and stuff like that, our thoughts out, someone way halfway across the world, from here in Canada all the way down to Australia, New Zealand, South America, Europe, Asia, India, France, Germany, Spain, the US, someone across the country, stuff like that, where, I'm talking about that. I think that's why people like the live streaming and interaction. I know I do. Don't get me wrong. Right now, I have not had, you could tell, I have not had anyone in the chat for the last 45 minutes, right? They're probably like, hey, Sarah, you still talking? I'm like, yeah. Actually, I've done live streams with a little side chat before. It just depends what I'm doing. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. It depends. Sometimes I actually will do a live stream because I want the content to be live, but I don't want to be too derailed by the side chat too much. I'll and stuff like that. I'll randomly interact with the side chat and be like, oh hey, I see you guys in the side chat. Thanks for dropping by, I appreciate it. Now to get to the main point of this live stream, I want to say it in a live stream, so it's kind of like, no editing, no nothing like that. You can see me telling me the way it is. You can see how I am trying to time, Honestly, I don't have some knowledge, some experience and skills in editing. I think some of the videos and stuff like that showing it, not perfect, whatever. Still learning. But I want to sometimes I want to show it in a live kind of way. Like honestly, these lives are like 15-20 minutes, really short, and you have shown what. What's that called? Oh yeah, Going Beyond Pink. Did a live stream of that. That was about color and stuff like that. But then again, I've done things like live streaming. So yeah, So I'm going to be talking about live streaming right now. About a live stream that I did about live streaming. Do I need to say that again? I said live stream like 4 times in like 2 sentences. I was just like, this stuff I got. Some of that information is still relevant. Some of it's changed now, honestly. And something's been updated and stuff like that. Just sit here. It's funny. Maybe I'm getting a little bit more natural in talking or screaming randomly along. Which is funny at times. Sometimes I haven't been on panels before where I'm just like, I guess maybe I'm just too nice or whatever. And then I hear people talk a lot more. I guess because I always remember this is like coming from someone listening to panels, right? It's nice to be able to hear everyone out, right? And I think I think that's why I try not to talk over people too much and stuff like that. I'll let people talk. I'll try to find my spot. It's like, oh, I think I can come in and add, put my 2 cents in or something like that. Because, I try, right? I don't like to talk over people and stuff like that. I do. At least on those panels and stuff. But sometimes I'm like, at the current conversation, I'm like, well, I'm not sure what to say at the moment. My knowledge, experience, or isn't that much in the specific topic that we're talking about in, this panel or live stream or both, right? Sometimes it's private panel talk, general kind of talking about, miscellaneous XYZ, whatever comes to mind. While there are times where it's like a live stream version where, we're drawing with like StreamYard or Zoom, whatever kind of conference call with video type of service or whatever, right? Yeah, it's been I've learned quite a bit. Not only to do with what I can do with my hands or on a computer screen or with a tech or whatever, but learn who I am within here, right? Being able to translate what's in here inside to the outside, right? Being able to convert, which has CR in it, from something in here or over there to over there or up there. There's a lot of I've realized like, if I actually show this video, you'll know where it starts from. Well, I was already thinking about it, but I was saying stories anyways, but I was actually thinking about doing a video about words that represent CR. That have CR in it. It's lately, like a couple, like 3 or 4 years ago, my mind started to think, literally like, oh hey, that's got CR in it, and it does represent what I like to do, or what I do on the channel. Like, words like create, cover, I do recovery of resources. I've shown stuff we're using lots of times on this channel. Many sometimes stuff on them. Like I said earlier, it's not usually, it's not what I create, what I use as resources or reuse as resources. I truly make it awesome. Because the thing is, not everyone has, you know, bling bling, moolah moolah, currency, the dollar, the pound, the peso, the euro, the yuan, and stuff like that. You know, currency, cash, money, right? We get everything, right? But some of these resources could be accessible in other ways. They're just in a different state, you know, or in a raw state, right? And all you gotta do is just convert it. Some moose cows, wanna. And speaking of things that have CR in it, corner's got CR in it. I know. Anyways. Here I put a high on the screen. That I know. Yeah, see, text me. I do like this stuff now. I really gotta use this more often. I think I will use this more often. I gotta stop turning the camera. I got my laptop on wheels. So I keep putting my foot on it to rest my foot. So if I'm bouncing the camera, I'm sorry. It's because I tried to, but yeah. But yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Moose Gal. It's nice to see you, by the way. I just kinda looks like I'm elaborating more, right? You know, like I said, people ask me stuff, right? You know, and it's funny, like, how do I say this? It's funny. I've been talking for the last almost 3 hours, and now I'm getting speechless. Hold on. This is where old trick I learned. I'm talking. Okay. Have a little sip. Water, whatever, right? Clear your mind again. Okay, so. Oh. No, hopefully things will pick up for you. You know, and there with you, we all in spirit. With a virtual fist bump, elbow bump. Wait, let me say that. With a virtual fist bump, elbow bump, and with there with you in spirit too. I'm trying to make a song happen. No, I'm there, you know. I understand sometimes. Sometimes it's just you just need someone to talk to, associate with, right? I think, like I said, coming back to these live streams, why people like live streams so much or come into them, it's because the interaction, right? The real-time interaction, I guess, too. Because I realize, how many people out there actually watch replays of live streams? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't watch a lot of replays, but some of them I will, right? But for the most part, live streams. tend not to have replay value unless the content specifically it's pre-recorded content. I mean, obviously this is not pre-recorded content. So I'm obviously doing this at a spur of a moment or thinking it, right? It's not like I'm displaying pre-recorded video, right? Although I've been thinking about doing that sometime in the future. But yeah, maybe you need someone to talk to. And sometimes, I think hopefully we've all learned that sometimes we just need someone to talk to, right? Maybe I'm doing this talking randomly because this is I'm just sharing it out randomly. This is my way of talking. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Don't know. But I'm still talking, so might as well keep going on, right? Yeah. Sometimes it can be hard to talk to people. Certain people, right? It feels like they don't get it, they don't understand, they don't get your point of view about it, or they don't care, unfortunately, right? But hopefully there's other people you can talk to, right? Someone else you can share it with, right? Just like, hopefully they wouldn't maybe take a side or pick a side or come in at it at the good or the evil, but maybe understand from objectively or understand your point of view about stuff, right? Because sometimes like knowing that someone heard you out, they start listening, might change a few things. I'm not saying talking to someone just necessarily doesn't change everything, right? Obviously that's a little too optimistic, right? I want to be optimistic about stuff, but obviously try to be a realist, be realistic about stuff too, right? Hypothetically, if someone was losing their job, well, talking to them straight out how actions might help. Right? Oh, hey, you lost your job. Maybe I can help you. Something like that, right? That might help. But it's not cool. This whole, I'm pretty sure I've gone through this before in a different video. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember the title. It wasn't called uplifting, it was encouraging. I think I made a stream before about encouraging. Oh, I wonder why I bring that up. Because it's got CR in it. Encouragement. Encouraging. Try to live, right? As much as possible. You know? And try to support as much as possible. And that's another thing. Lately, it's just like the videos out there. I've been trying to do more, but honestly, there's a physical. Sorry, jeez, sorry to lean over. Videos. As much I try to watch, as much I support the content out there as much as I can. Support the stuff out there. The creations, the music, all this other stuff, right? As much as I can, right? But sometimes it can be hard. Obviously, all of us, right? All 7.8 billion of us, we all have our own actual lives, right? Our personal lives and stuff, but stuff we do in the real world, whatever it is, job, school, work, chores, cleaning, eating, one or two, and stuff like that. Sleep, doing our own live streams. Oh yeah, this is right randomly what I'm doing right now, doing my own live streams, right? And realizing, yeah, minus all that stuff, some of us might be lucky enough to get 10 hours to do our own thing, while other people may only have a few hours, right? So that's why I'm always like, I appreciate when people can take the time to come by whenever they can, especially if it can be finding applicable, entertaining, educational, useful, right? I get comments even from videos I done years ago. Get a comment or something. I'm like, oh hey, that's cool, that's cool. I'm glad you took the time to drop in. However long, right? I appreciate it, right? Especially if I know it's kind of like you generally enjoy the content, whatever it was, either useful or whatever, right? Because they found it applicable, they took the time, and their busy schedule. Someone, one of my other supporters on the channel would say, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to see and check out what I'm doing. Yes, yeah, I do pay attention to people, right? I really do try to, how do I say, get to know not just the channel, but the people or person. Well, people or person, behind it. Out. And apparently my notification was really loud on Instagram. Ow, that was a little loud. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram links are in the description. I figure I must, since I just brought up IG. CR, did you just derail yourself and forgot what you were talking about? No? Because I just did. I don't know why. Hold on, but let's stay right. Oh, anyways, you get the idea. I probably said it before and stuff, and then right, randomly say it again and again and again, repetition and stuff like that. So, I think I'm gonna bring a few more little things randomly on the channel, just because. I don't know why. Why not? Why not? Literally shine some light on the situation. Yes. See, here's another thing. I think here's another thing. Well, fights. Let's remember everyone out there isn't the same as maybe some of the rest of us. Right? Some people can handle lights, right? But some flashing lights and stuff like that may do something to a person. Right? That's why I try. I'm guilty of it too, but at times, but try not to shine a light at the camera, right? If you want to show off your torch, flashlight, or whatever, being next to a wall, just shine it on the wall, right? Something like that. You want to turn on the brightness or whatever, stuff like this, instead of shining it in front of the camera. And besides, this flashlight, turn that off for a second. I'm only flashlight, this torch or whatever, is only like 5 feet from the wall, so you can tell. But the thing is, I'm not actually shine a light. When you shine a light in the camera, you can't really tell, really. It just looks bright regardless. Like, seeing the reflection off the wall, that's probably the better way. I remember that. It's something I saw someone else do a long time ago. I mean, actually, lights on camera. But usually they're for effects reasons. I try not to show lights directly. Try, anyways. Just give me a second. Just check on something here. Just updating my tags on the stream for what I'm talking about. And yeah. Now I've been going out long here. I am probably, to be honest. To be honest, as much as I would like to stream more, I forgot to turn off my smartphone. Yeah, no wonder I don't have power on it. Oops. My bad. And as much as I would like to stay on, and the watch time would be nice. Stuff that needs to be done. The stuff needs to be done, and there's places I need to go. Like, get the hay. It is quite late. I think this is another reason why I haven't been doing late night streams, because I've been like getting the hay earlier, getting up in the mornings and stuff like that. I'll probably still get up early, just not as early. You know? Hopefully I'll be up before noon. Hopefully. Besides, I actually don't want to stay up too much longer, or I should say, leave the stream on that much longer, because it's Friday. And you know what Friday is? It's Fabrication Friday for me, for CR, TGIF, and there's some other thing you can have TGIF. Sorry for a side word. But besides, I gotta finish a few off minutes later. As I think about them a little bit. I'll probably think about them while I'm, taking snooze, as they say, in some Z and stuff like that. So, well, I guess I had to commit to it because I wrote it on screen. It's on the screen, so about 5 more minutes in the stream. About 5 more minutes, give or take. Might go up to 6 or 7, but about 5 minutes. Okay, now I know how to work that. I just have to make more lines. Yeah, so I guess now's a good time to finish off. And yes, I do have an outro ready for this too. I've been working on that too. That's another thing in the last 5 minutes I've been working on. I've been working on a specific folder now to use with OBS. I actually have specific things for OBS that are kind of contained in that folder. Just because, well, I'm trying to make sure my CPU usage, processing power doesn't go up too high. Because I can increase the resolution on these things you see, but my CPU usage would be like, whether it is 30% to 90, 95, right? And you know, it would start to bog down my system for what it is. Oops. Let's try not to scratch my nose like that. Let's try not to do it a certain way. Oops. My bad. Let's just clip up. Yeah. Try not to touch my face too, as much as possible. Yeah, I appreciate everyone taking the time to drop in on this late night stream. I was sharing a few things. If you are still watching this on a replay, I appreciate it. And I do appreciate everyone that came in earlier on the stream. Which include P2E, Unqualified Bullfrog 79, Caribou Country Outdoors, 1-star beer reviews, John the Prepper, David, Jess. Really hope I didn't forget anyone in there, by the way. If I forget anyone, my bad. Just saying. It's late. Find the gamer, Lisa Warrior, Queen. And I feel like I'm forgetting someone in there. Oh, I didn't. And of course, looking in here, Moose Gal's Corner. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to drop in, you know? I appreciate it. It's nice to see you all, you know, knowing that you're still kicking it around and stuff like that. You know, it's, you know, life's short at times. It's nice to get the most out of it at times. And definitely I'm gonna get the most out of this stream. Let's take a little here. Yeah, I got a couple more minutes for my outro out. Stuff like that. Oh, speak of at the end of the stream and timing, I've actually been working on trying to add some more effects onto the videos. Trying to learn about more things you can create or edit in the editor and stuff like that. Also, I'm trying to apply it to the channel and stuff like that as much as possible. There is one thing, you know, this timer effect thing. Let's see. Actually create it from scratch with my own things, right? But you'll see a lot of CRN R2 and stuff like that. Because well, it's because you'll see it. Because I'll work on it eventually. So remember, everyone, you all out there, the people, I'm bringing my glasses a little bit more. You all out there, let's see here. You all out there, let me just. You all out there are important out there. You something out there. You all, like this says, can create a better future starting today. And let always, I'm gonna sing this one out. Why not? Because I've never done it before. I never sing the outro. No, I'm just kidding. But as our world changes, we can adapt too. Skill and knowledge can't better with practice. Can't help everyone. One can help someone. And from the one known as, you know. Oh, who's this? CR, yeah, right. It's CR, right? The one known as CR. Redundancy. one in creation mode up to 98.6% of the time and holding a mic. Take care, everyone. I appreciate the time you spent over here. Hope to see you soon on your own streams. Messages to me, emails, comments, and all that stuff. Appreciate support on the channel too. Across our social media I have. Appreciate it, everyone. Let's have that little miss. Take care.